Welcome back to Island Exclusive. We are at Picayo Restaurant at the Condado Plaza in Condado, San Juan. And we're going to get inside the kitchen with Chef Wilo Benet. Now, walk us through the menu. What are some of your favorites and some of your top sellers here at Picayo?
Well, actually, top seller is bistec cebollado, which is kind of like the national dish of Puerto Rico. You know, it's essentially, in our case, very high quality beef tenderloin with smothered onions and a little bit of broth. But Picayo's menu comprises a great deal of things. We like to call it New Global Mix. I like to call it New Global Mix, which is a style of fusion. And essentially, you will find dishes that are classics of Puerto Rico. You will find fusion of Puerto Rico, like, for instance, fresh foie gras sauté with dry plantains and black truffle honey and micro cilantro. Or then we can go out to a little bit of influence from Spain and Portugal, and we'll do Portuguese octopus with escabeche of shallots and lemon sorrel and jamón ibérico julienne. So it goes in all kinds of directions, but essentially the style of the restaurant will be 5 elements or less, and we look for intensity of flavor. So you can remember those flavors not only visually, but also in the palate. So here we have the octopus that we've cooked already. It's nice and tender. It's very thinly sliced, and then we arrange it carpaccio style. So here we have escabeche of the shallots. We have nice escabeche. So essentially, we are going to just spread it around. We don't want to overcrowd it or over oil it. Now we're going to add a little bit of Canadian white wine verjus, and we're going to put a little bit of this. This will provide acidity and a kind of like a little bit of sweetness to it. So this is really just fine ham, and this will be kind of like just a sprinkle, a very little sprinkle of this. You'll see this is all locally grown microgreens here in Trujillo Alto by Bernardo, our one of the growers that services the restaurant. This part, so you can get artistic and play around, so you have a little bit of a good distribution of them. We will soon get to the edges of the dish, and this is a very light dish for those who are, wanting to indulge but not necessarily overindulge. I have a little theory that says that even those dishes that you're not entirely crazy about, you might find the one recipe that really presents it to you in a way where you'd like it. I think octopus may sound a little out of the ordinary for those who are not used to it, but let me tell you, this is a great way of trying it for the first time. Octopus carpaccio, escabeche of shallots, pata negra, ham, and a little bit of lemon sorrel, locally grown.
What's micro? You're using that word a lot in your cuisine.
Well, this is something that impressed me from an American chef. His name is Thomas Keller from the French Laundry. When I visited there, I just loved how beautiful all of the little greens that he used, and I got very inspired by that. And then I started looking for some until I finally got a local farmer that is actually doing those for us. And what they are is actually the sprouts of all these different herbs, and sometimes lettuces and so on, even micro vegetables. So it's just miniaturizing things, because as long as you can get the same flavor as they would provide for you in their original size version, which is not always possible, but most of the time it is, then it just beautifies the plate. It just gives it another level of sophistication that provides for conversation, provides for just impressing the palate, impressing you visually, and it's just something that it really is part of my cuisine. And we use different herbs, lettuces, and so on. Locally now, like I was saying earlier, we have a local farmer, Bernardo, who is the guy who supplies us with all those beautiful ingredients. My book, Puerto Rico Sabor Criollo, or Puerto Rico True Flavors in English, it's all about the traditional dishes of Puerto Rico. And here we are dedicating one of these to Rita. Rita, enjoy. There you go. Thank you, sir.
Another thing that is impressive about Picayo and your kitchen is your staff. Some of them have been with you for over a decade. Tell me about that.
I got to tell you that I feel blessed and lucky that way. We have staff here that has been with me 21 years. Martin is with Metro D 21 years. Carlos has been with me 17. GM was the guy who served us today, and then essentially you have my head chef 17 years, and I am forgetting some accountant 14, and I have many in the range of 8 and 10. And what that does, it not only creates a great ambience of great working environment, but also a support group that is all fighting for the same cause, and they are actually in defense and protection of our reputation, which is what we make our living out of.
So there's a lot of love at Picayo.
Absolutely.
And we can't forget your sommelier, Carlos.
Absolutely. Carlos is actually a person that is as well a GM and someone that these days also has a great participation in the creative process. Finally approved by me because that's how we do it, but really a very talented man with lots of ideas. As we were doing the dinner, I could mention even some of the things that he just proposed brand new. I wasn't even aware he was going to propose some of those things, but it's just part of our team effort, no doubt.
So
about
are we inspiring you tonight, Chef?
Absolutely. I got to tell you, life is about the moment, and it needs to be enjoyed every bit.
Oh my goodness. So speaking of enjoyment and wine and all that stuff, this chef loved to wine. You'll find out more about that when we come back. It's Island Exclusive. Keep it right here. Still to come on the Island Exclusive.